This little buddy just come in and he ate breakfast. He decides he don't want to come back out. He said, it's raining out there. I think I'll stay inside. Y'all, it's been raining like this most of the night, all morning. We went from a drought to almost flooding. Look how much water is in that poor pot. And it's got drain holes in the bottom. It's been raining so fast, so much, that the pots don't even have time to drain. So now we're going from drought situation to flooding situation. I mean, look at the hollyhock pot standing in water. When it gets that way, I just have to pull the pots back so the water don't just drip right in the pot, to give them time to drain, or my plants will drown. And there's probably some in the garden out there that have drain holes, but they don't drain fast enough. But I had to share this with you. This is what I mean. Look at the water. Well, you can't really see it. Get out here in it. See the water standing at the end of my walkway, on my walkway. I had to bring my coffee out here this morning. Because I just wanted to share this with you. My buckets have been filling up for so many times. And I probably need to water the plant back here. Because it doesn't really get rain too far back. The other ones are okay, but I need to dump those. Even my sprinkler can is almost running over with water this morning. Well, you heard of feast or famine? Well, this is our feast or famine. You're either in a drought in Texas or you're getting flooded. There's like no in between. We've had rain like this for 4 days. And it's raining lightly now compared to what it was a little earlier this morning. But we really needed this rain. I just wish it wouldn't all come at one time. Y'all get you a cup of coffee and just join me here listening to it rain for a bit. I like to sit out here and just listen to it. Because my garden, this is like giving my garden a second lease on life. It'll have a growth spurt from now on. Look at those moonflowers out there. Or the plants, they don't have flowers on them right now, but they were dying down right along with the morning glory. And this last few days of rain we've had, everything is perked up. It's going to do my crepe myrtle trees a world of good, because they started looking bad. But look at them out there, the two of them, one beside the carport and the other one out there that's a little smaller, almost close to the mailbox. And wanted to tell you too, this is the time of year, here in Texas anyway, to plant your trees, plant your shrubbery, plant your fall garden. I mean, if you did not plant kale, perpetual spinach, turnips, beets, cabbage, collards, all that type of thing through the summer, now's the time to plant it. I've been going through my seeds, getting out stuff that I wanted to plant in the empty pots I've got. But it's got to stop raining a little bit for me to do that. But isn't that just music to your ears? I love it when it rains. I love to listen to it. I guess because in North Carolina we got rain several times a week. And I always love to hear it rain. But my okra in the garden is standing tall. My okra back there is standing tall. Look at that. My poor rose bushes were losing leaves because they were burning up. My rose bushes are going to come back to life now. Look at that rose bush right there, the one in the middle of the screen at the bottom. It's still alive, but every leaf on it I think had burnt. It was just completely burned up. But it'll come back to life. And it's reviving my watermelon vines, but I don't really have hope for the watermelon vines. Too much of them have burned up. And look here at my pepper plant. I think it grew 6 inches overnight in that pot. Well, the few pepper plants that are in there. My moonflowers are coming back to life in that big pot. My aloe vera loves it. My perpetual spinach. You see where I've been breaking it off and harvesting and that. I hear the birds chirping out there in the tree. Oh, we come to the feeder. That's what it is. He come to the feeder out there. And I didn't get bird seed out yet. So there's none in that container for him to eat. I'm going to have to get some out there pretty quick. Not right now. I'm not going out in the rain to do it. But he's there at the feeder wanting some seed. He says, "What's wrong with you, lady? You didn't put our seed out." He's fussing at me. when that cedar tree's gone and I got to cut it down, I'm going to have to shade my bird feeders somehow. Because they don't like to come out in the hot sun and feed. That's the reason they love that one that I got the camera on right now, because it's in the shade all afternoon and evening. But with that tree gone, it's going to take down a lot of the shade. Listening to this rain will put you to sleep. And I've got to put more nectar in the hummingbird feeder. I know one of them is just about empty. Got a tiny bit in there. But it does need to be filled up with fresh nectar. And I'll do that too, maybe tomorrow. My allergies are not quite as bad this morning as they had been, because the air's clean. I think that's why living in North Carolina, my allergies only bothered me in the spring and in the fall. The rest of the year I was doing pretty good, as long as I stayed away from perfumes and stuff like that. But here, we're dusty so much that my allergies bother me all the time. Yeah, here in Texas, we either get flooded or we get a drought. There's no in between. There's no in between. He give up at the bird feeder. He knows there's no feed in it. I'm afraid this winter, the first ice storm or snowstorm we have, I think most of that tree's coming down. It's going to fall. And it's going to fall every way but Sunday, because there's so many little trees to it. There's probably about 8, 9, 10 trees in there, and they're all going to fall in a different direction. That's going to be a job cutting that up, trying to burn it. It's got a breeze blowing. It's cool. Not cold, but it's cool. It's so comfortable to be able to sit out here and not sweat. You don't know what a treat that is. Doesn't that rain sound awesome? I know all you other people that live in areas like this, you know what I'm talking about. You know how to appreciate the rain sound. It's like music to your ears. Gonna do my pepper plants a world of good, my tomatoes. My whole garden is gonna just jump for joy with all this rain we've had for like, what is it now, 4 days? Four days and nights, because it rained all through the night last night. Yeah, that poor tree makes me sad. You see how many trees are in there? There's a bunch of them. And it's going to be coming down pretty soon. That's right in the center of my rock garden with my moonflowers. So, it's going to be falling, and I'm going to have to be trying to cut it up or pay someone to cut it. But whatever killed the cedar trees on the other lot over there that we just cut down evidently is linked to this tree in my yard that's dying or died. It's sad because I didn't want that tree to ever die. It gave so much shade. And the birds love the tree. They hang out in the tree all the time. And I don't know how long it'll stand there after dying. Well, I'll be out there walking around the yard one day and it fall on my head. Who knows? But it literally rains faster than the ground can absorb the water. That's what causes our flooding around here. I'm just glad I don't flood up here on this mountain. But if it gets water standing around in the yard like this, you can imagine what it is below me. Down on lower land, not on the top of the mountain, but down lower. They're probably already flooded. Fort Worth is probably flooded already in places. Thank God, though, we didn't get any damage in wind or hail with all this. It's like when it rains in Texas, it's like somebody opening the garden hose full force. Maybe it'll cool down enough now that I can get out in the yard and plant some fall garden, what I haven't already got. Because, you know, I've got perpetual spinach, cabbage, collards, turnips, onions. Yeah, you can plant onions this time of year. So check with your planting zone and see what plants you can plant right now in August. No, September, I'm sorry. August is gone. This is the 1st of September, or the first week in September. But there's quite a few things you can plant right now for your fall garden. But most of that I've already got planted. It's been growing all summer, so I might put up that new flower bed greenhouse that the subscriber sent me, and see if we can plant some carrots or something in there. I don't know, because my carrots never made anything this year. The turnips or the beets, whatever it was I planted in that bed, took over. The arugula and the, I think it was turnips, just took over the whole flower bed. So maybe this time I'll plant part of it in carrots and maybe the other half of it in something else. And maybe get some cilantro. Yeah, cilantro, this time of year is the perfect time to plant cilantro, because hopefully we're not going to get back up to 105 degrees anymore this year. And we'll have cooler days and nights, so your cilantro will survive. I've just got to find my seed. I went through most of my seed yesterday and I couldn't find my cilantro seed. But I know I've got some, so I've got to find it. Yeah, if you want a fall garden, get busy. Get busy planting your fall garden right now. Parsnips you can plant. And I'm anxiously awaiting my patty pan squash plant to produce some patty pan squash. Because, you know, I just planted it a couple of weeks ago and it's under the shade cloth. And it's got blooms on it. All my other squash plants have already burned up and died. But hopefully that one that I planted late will survive under the shade cloth and produce some squash. This video is for all of you people that love to hear it rain like I do. Little buddy's probably finished his breakfast, and he's probably curled up somewhere in the house asleep right now. Little Lucky is hiding out somewhere, staying dry. I don't know where he's at. I haven't seen him this morning, but he'll be here. I'll guarantee you, he'll be here. But see, if I had a rain catchment container at each end of this patio porch and had a gutter guard across the outside of it, you could fill those containers up. I'd love to have one of those great big, what is it, 100, 200 gallon rain catchment containers with the spout at the bottom. So you could use it to water your garden with. I mean, I've got a lot of water stored in my 32 gallon containers and my 5 gallon buckets, but it'd be so much easier and convenient to have a great big, maybe 200 gallon tank at one corner of my patio porch to catch all this rainwater. Because like I said, when it rains in Texas, it rains, and you can fill up a 100, 200 gallon water tank fast. And it would sure help out in the summertime when we get the drought. Yeah, right now, on these rainy days, if you catch a break in the rain, it's a perfect time to do your planting. When it's cooler, the ground is going to stay wet or moist for the most part. It'll give your seeds the best chance to germinate and come up for fall, for your fall garden. I need to get little trays to go under my aloe vera pot so I can put them in the house when it freezes. I don't know where I'm going to put them in there. I've got so much other stuff stacked in there now that subscribers have sent to me. But I use every bit of it. I've got food stacked. I've got water cases stacked, cases of water. But I use every bit of it over a period of time. Now is a good time to plant your lettuces as well. Hopefully the sun doesn't burn them up now. I just don't know where I'm going to plant any. And I still got my roses sharing, and I got a pot of 4 o'clocks I need to put somewhere. I don't know where I'm going to put them. I really don't. I wish it would bring that cedar tree back to life, but I know it's not going to. Listen to that downpour, y'all. I could sit here and drink another cup of coffee. Yeah, if you got plants, little starter plants that you want to put out for a fall garden, right now is the time to do it. Take a break in the rain and plant your plants. Or plant your garden for fall. I haven't been out to the garden centers. I don't even know what they got available. Well, I'll have to go one day when it's not raining. Yeah, right now when the ground is just soaked good, you get a break in the rain, that's when you need to plant your fall garden. You don't even have to water it. Just plant it. No, probably I ought to put my 4 o'clocks out there and let them get some rainwater. And my rose Sharon. They won't get much, but they'll get a little bit. I got these. And been keeping them back here and keeping them watered because I wanted to plant them in a pot. But I haven't done it yet. And maybe I can get out there sometime coming up soon and finish my bird bath stand. Still quite a bit more I want to do to it. But if y'all like to listen to the rain, this is the video for you. I had 2 hummingbirds just fly up to the feeders. See if they'll come back. There was 2 of them come flying by a minute ago. Playing tag team. Hopefully they'll come back. Well, he came and then flew off. But the hummingbird feeders are under the patio, so they can come in and feed without being in the rain. Well, I guess they know I'm here, so they're not coming back. Not while I'm sitting here, anyway. Well, y'all, I think it's time for another cup of coffee and maybe a bite of breakfast. So, we'll catch the hummingbirds another time when it's not raining. Love y'all. Y'all have a blessed day. Stay dry.